What a beautiful people. It is your hunger, my Shameless, all up in your building. She back at it again. She is back at it again with these videos. I listen to the comments, okay? I'm answering those concerns. And I had a lot of questions. And I got a lot of answers. And I still have a lot of questions that still need answers. But this weekend, I attended a leadership conference through my church, Mosaic. And I was getting my life. It's amazing when you just listen and are present, when the stars align, when you are listening and when you are doing and you're just here, magic is happening. And that's what happened this weekend. I deleted all my social media apps from my phone. I wasn't even on my phone, and I still have questions, but I was lost as to what to do with this channel. And I have so many people that are tuning in to listen, and there's so many voices here. There's so many voices on social media, and I wanted to figure out what's the next step here on YouTube. I know what I want to do off of YouTube, which is creating shows, movies, my tech talk. I'm going to create a workshop for that. I have so many things working outside of here, but what do I do with YouTube? And it made me realize that I want to continue this journey of shameless self-discovery. And when I started this channel, although it was shameless self-promotion, it was my journey of discovering my faith. And if I'm going to be completely shameless, I should be shameless with the very thing that is so important and number one in my life, which is God, love, Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity. And I do not talk enough about something that is so personal to me because I have a very intimate relationship with God. And because I struggled with religion for so long, and I don't want that feeling on anyone, which is why I just avoided it completely. But then it's just like, well, that's also not right. I have a voice and I have a passion for my belief, and I can't even share that because there are so many people that are judgmental in the world. And I ran away from the title of Christian for so long, which is a follower of Jesus Christ, which is what I am. But what I am not is someone who judges people, who condemns other people, who makes people feel bad for being themselves. Like in school, when I was in kindergarten and grade school, I was the person that stood up to bullies. Like when I saw someone getting picked on, I'm the one who stepped in and was like, you got a problem? I want to stand up to bullies, but I also want to stand up for what I believe in. And I've spent too much time being quiet because I want to be PC and I don't want to share what's intimate to me, but I do want to inspire you guys because I'm only showing you part of the story. I'm showing you where I'm at, but I'm not showing you how exactly I got there. And how I got here was through my relationship with God. And it started since I can remember, but it was a real conversation that I was like, I'm doing this 4 years ago, the same time I started this channel. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm a negative person by nature. By nature, I'm negative, I'm dark, I go to a very lonely place. And I saw my friends, a couple friends in particular, but I'll talk about this one friend of mine who was so positive. And I wasn't that. I came from a broken home. I came from a lot of pain and frustration. And I was looking at her, I'm like, what is that? And how do I get that? So that's when I started to discover positivity and self-improvement. And in doing that, I was reading all these books, and they all referenced Jesus, interestingly enough. And I was like, yo, they keep talking about Jesus. And I grew up in the church. I grew up Catholic, and my mother loved me so much to the point that she was so protective, but it was to the point where I just wanted to run. And when I look back now, I see what she was trying to do, and she was just loving me. And as a rebellious teenager, I just wanted to run away. I ran away from my mother's love and my mom. I moved, and I ran away from the church. I ran away from God. And so much so that even though I talk on this channel about how much I am passionate about Jesus, I don't really go in. I go in on Snapchat about that. So I have to be shameless with my faith, something I haven't been doing, and it's gotten me here. So if I can share some of the things that I've learned and am learning here every Sunday for a Shameless Sunday hangout kiki moment, that's what I want to do on this platform, at least on Sundays. Tuesdays I have lifestyle videos, because as important as it is to talk about, you know, your struggles and your faith and all of that, it's also important to live. You gotta practice what you preach, and you do that by living life. You do that by you waking up in the morning, by washing your face, by working out, by going to school. All of these things are a lifestyle, and you have to take your faith with you throughout that, because life is challenging. It's so freaking hard, and you don't need to do this alone. I don't need to do this alone. That's where I'm at. I've been doing this alone for so long, and now I'm at a point where, you know what? Stop being a loner, Maya. I'm a loner, and I pride myself on it. And I was going to Mosaic Church for 2 years, didn't talk to anyone. And it took this conference, and it took me to put my foot down and say, you know what, girl, go out there and talk to people. Stop judging people. You don't want to be a part of this community because you don't want to be judged, but you're judging people that don't even know you. So I went to this conference alone. I go to church alone, or I invite a friend, but I usually come in and come out. But I met so many awesome people who felt the same as me about community and church. Like, you want to avoid it because you're not that, you're this. But then when you put yourself out there, you find people that share the same belief. It's like, no, we don't want to judge people. We want to embrace people, but we do share a belief of Jesus Christ. I found that this weekend, and I'm so grateful, because I have friends that don't share the same beliefs as me, and that's totally fine. Like, I have friends of so many different walks of life that are atheists, that are just doing them, but I didn't have any friends that were trying to walk this path that I was, and that's because I didn't want to call myself a Christian. So in the comments below, I would love to know, what questions do you have concerning your faith? Because it's super easy to sit here and criticize me in my life, but I would love for you to take what I'm saying and reflect on it, and how does that affect you in your life? Where are you guys at with your journey of faith? Do you believe in God? Don't you? But I would love to know what your questions are in the comments below. Next week's video, I think I will touch on sacrifice and what I had to sacrifice to get here. But anyways, I love you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for just supporting me here. Oh, and talking about, you know, this next chapter for me is Team Shameless, is to be a part of a community and just to be a part of a team. I have created this account with JUNIPER. I'm not being paid or anything, but it's a rewards program. So for you guys that are commenting and liking my videos, I want to give you stuff. I get so many gifts that I don't need. I want to give that to you guys, to the people that I know who are like supporting me, and not just arbitrarily. So you can join up for JUNIPER in the comments below. That's it from me, boo. Remember to do what? Do you, boo. Be shameless. Team Shameless. Team Shameless.